this one has a huge oil leak. But I want to get to this one. I know you subscribed. You keep coming back to watch my videos, but you're not subscribed. Check see if you're subscribed and subscribe if you're not. So today, I'm going to be pulling the engine off of this mower, which I guess I'm going to do here, because if I do it anywhere else, I'm just going to end up leaving this mower in the way because it's not going to be able to be moved. But it's only running on one cylinder, and it was ran on low oil. That was from that mower, but that's not fixed. That's going to be next. I'm going to pull everything off of this and remove the engine. Not too bad. It's kind of useless though. I'm gonna pull all this air filter housing off. Looks like a 5/16 boot. Now, other than it running on one cylinder and the piston rings are probably burnt out, everything else on this engine is fine. I'm just gonna pull all the good stuff and put it on the floor, will be fine. This is 210. Set it down next to the blower housing. I'm just gonna keep these off because I am gonna try and get to the coils down here. Carburetor. There's nothing wrong with the carburetor. It's actually a newer carburetor. It's kind of hard to see. That's the carburetor. There's nothing wrong with that, other than it looks like it's missing a bolt. Someone filled it with gasket sealer. That's interesting. I don't know if there's any fuel in this. Fuel pump, fuel filter, all of these other plugs. I'm just going to disconnect the battery as well. Also, does it matter which battery cable I disconnect first? Should I be doing this in a different order? I'm going to disconnect this one. Those will need cleaning before I put them together. I don't even know how old this battery is. Right now that I got those disconnected, I should be able to start disconnecting this other stuff. There's plugs, stuff down here like this, goes into this. I don't know if the new engine comes with all this, so I think I'm just gonna pull this off. Got two 5/16 on it. I'm not sure what all this is connected to. This, the ground cable. Probably just pull all that off as well. That's the starter. If that is right. That I am just going to stick this one back in the engine so I don't lose it. There we go. So there's this little wire that connects to the top of this from top of the starter solenoid connects to this, and we'll have to remember that when putting the new one on, because I'm assuming the new one doesn't come with any of this. There's this wire, which is the ground wire that connects to the battery. Then there's this little wire, which hooked around this bolt, which was all around this as well. And there's this clip, which we'll get to in a second, and we'll take that 1/2" bolt out. Alright, grab some bigger tools. Alright, this is zip this sucker off. There we go. We got battery wire and this little other ground wire for this thing. If someone knows what this thing is, let me know. Some type of regulator, maybe. Alright, I'm gonna stick this on this, but it's gonna be back. This will need flipped around when put back together if it needs to go on the new engine. This wire connects to this stuff. I'm assuming that's also just a ground for all the controls. Now I think I can go through, disconnect all the fuel lines, and then I think I can lift it up and get all the bolts off the bottom. Alright, we got a fuel line here. Goes from the gas tank to the carburetor. Just got one of these clips on it. It's got whatever this clip is called. Oh, here. See it better now that I moved it? Had one of these on it. They usually all do. So now, as long as there's no fuel in the engine, which also the fact that it's a fuel pump, I think I'll be fine with this. I think the fuel should not start overflowing if there's fuel in it, which I am assuming that there is no fuel yet. Anyway, I suppose we're going to save the carburetor, so I can go ahead and pull all of that off as well. There's another little air hoser, it looks like right here. Just go ahead and disconnect that. Yeah, I don't know if you can see in there, that piece got removed from there as well. And it looks like those are going to be 10. There should be 4 of them, but it looks like one broke or something, or went missing. It's like the entire stud. This should come off. Anything else holding this on? I guess it's just this plate, which is also a 10, so I can loosen that. I'm just gonna pull it. Move that out of my way. Now this is just like the bowl, I think, for the carburetor. This has all the actual stuff on it. Set the carburetor pieces aside. There's the fuel solenoid. And all of this should be loose, yeah. But this still has all the linkage hooked up. I'm gonna have to remove all of that. So this controls the throttle, the choke. Pretty much slides off other than this linkage right here holding it on. Let's see, where's this green wire go? If I just pull. There we go. There's another linkage right here. That one goes all the way down to the governor. That one goes all the way down there to the governor. So I gotta disconnect that one, and then the whole carburetor should just pop right off. It's like a little thing in the way that's gonna bend the rod if I continue to pull it out. So I pushed it to go around the rod, and now I can slide this pretty much off. You do want to be careful not to bend that linkage though. There is like a spring on there that I want to disconnect. I just can't grab it. Right, I do have to just get the whole linkage off. If I could just slide this off without damaging it. There we go. Yeah, so there's this green wire. Green wire goes into this housing. So I might have to unplug the fuel solenoid, which is this. Now I got the carburetor and just the choke linkage. And there we go. Got the carburetor off. I guess we could just jack this up because it looks like we can't get the exhaust off because that's underneath the engine over here. And it goes down over here as well because it's 2 cylinders, so there's 2 exhaust pipes. All right, I guess we'll jack it up and see what's underneath. You want to make sure when you jack it up that your mower's not going to roll or fall. I'm getting under my mower. I'm assuming if you're jacking it up, you're getting under it. So make sure it's not going to roll. Here's like the main drive pulley. That's going to have to come off. We'll have to remove the belt that you probably can't see. As far as I can see, there's a bolt here. That might be an engine bolt. 9/16. There's 2 of those. This one's a 5/8 and the belts down here could be replaced. That one's pretty tore up. Yeah, I don't think you really see that one all the way up there. I'm gonna pull the pulley off and those 2 bolts out because I think that's the only things holding this engine on. I'll pull the pulley last actually because I don't want the whole pulley to fall out and then not be able to catch it. Alright, it's out. Belt for the blades. I'm gonna go disconnect that. Glad you guys can see what I'm doing. Now the belt's loose, and in theory, that also will have a pulley tensioner. This one, if I just pull on that, the belt should come off. And off. Alright, now we got the drive belt off, which is pretty rough. Should just get replaced. Now, I don't know how this comes out. Alright, like I suspected, there are 2 more 9/16 bolts in here. This one is so filthy I couldn't even see it. How'd you guys like all that dust? So now the engine is loose. I just gotta figure out how to get this pulley off because usually they just slide off. They're just super heavy. All right, after some inspection, there's another bolt right there. It's covered in dirt. Can't really even see it. That might be what's holding the pulley on. Other than that, I don't see anything. So I'm gonna pull that off and just hope it's 9/16. Oh, look at all that dust getting all over it. Pull this wiring clip out right here. I'm gonna go up to the top part of the engine and disconnect this wire just so this pulley don't fall and rip the wiring. There's all this wiring down. So it just from up here. There's like a clip like this. You just lift this little tab up. But this is still sitting on there good. I got half the pulley off. And I gotta use a pulley puller to pull the other half. Alright, so I had some help getting this off because I couldn't get my pulley remover around it. Basically, this guy took this hammer that I don't know where it went, and he stuck it through here and then smacked this end with the hammer and pushed it off. So now we should be able to remove that after we take this off. Alright, well I guess the exhaust is welded onto this. I'm gonna go through and pull the coils off, pull out the spark plugs. I suppose I could pull the starter off and stuff as well. so this is stripped out, so now I got a flathead screwdriver and I'm trying to get it loose with this. I'm going to try smacking an Allen key into there. Turning it is working. The whole stud out, that's why that worked better. Interesting, so this is all just stuck together. We're trying to get to that. There's 2 points down there. I just pulled one of these off the other side and it's different than these ones. And there's a washer. One more to go. Alright, I just got that last nut out, or off the exhaust. So now I should be able to pick it up. A bunch of grass hiding. So now I can spin this around. The drive shaft that goes all the way through has to come up. It's like this one bolt to take out the starter and starter solenoid, and that's because I already took out the other one earlier. While I'm here though, I'm just gonna take this spark plug off. It's not loose, it's just a different size spark plug, or like socket size. Red battery cable, and this goes to all of this wiring. This little clip goes on the starter solenoid, and that's everything that's on that. And I'm just gonna put this back on here so I don't lose it. That's everything we're taking off of this that can be reused. I suppose this could be removed from this area, but I guess I'm just gonna leave it there. So we get the new engine, and assuming I'm the one putting all that in, keep that a separate video. I'm gonna end this one here. So like, comment, and subscribe. I might take the engine apart, maybe look at the inside and see if there's anything wrong with the inside, see if the piston rings look like, because those are probably burnt out. So let me know if you want to see that. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.